Hey dolls, my YouTube family, and welcome to part 2 of Papi's birthday and his birthday, in his story, really. It's just the story of Papi. So I left off with my mom talking about how we just needed to wait and see what the test results were, and then we'd deal with it and go from there, you know. So I was freaking out. I remember it was around Christmas because it was one of the worst holidays I've ever had. I just cried all the time. I just wanted him to be okay. He never felt good. He was always sick. I just did not understand what was going on with him. So finally I said, you know what? I want a second opinion. I kind of didn't like the vet that I took Papi to in the first place. It was an emergency vet, and the girl kind of made me mad. Here I am crying and upset about my dog because I'm not knowing what's wrong with him, and she could tell how upset I am, and, you know, pretty much telling me that there's a chance my dog couldn't make it out of this if this was what it was. And the girl that worked for the vet came in the room and handed me Papi, and she said to me, "If this little guy makes it through everything, do you plan on neutering him?" And I lost it. I just looked at her like, do you really think I'm thinking about that right now? Like, yes, I plan on neutering my dog, but number one, I'm already upset, and you gotta say it to me like that. Like, if this little guy makes it through. Like, oh yeah, I was very upset. I didn't think that was very professional of her. It made me very mad. You want to talk about my dog being neutered? Let's talk about it after we find out what the problem is with him. You know, I was just not happy. So anyways, I didn't really like, you know, going through there. Number one, they were very expensive, and I'm not rich. So, you know, of course I'll pay what I have to pay to get my dog fixed, but I just, you know, I just didn't like the place. So I ended up calling around and finding a doctor who kind of, worked with Chihuahuas, and he ended up living not too far from, or not living, but the vet was not too far from where I was living. And I took Papi in, and right away he started asking me questions about Papi's behavior, and I had been keeping a journal to where I wrote everything down that Papi was doing, because I know the more you know, the more it helps the vet, you know what I mean? So I was reading off everything that was going on, the dates, the hours even, and he said to me, "This doesn't sound like a liver shunt." And I just looked at him and I said, "What?" I've already had 2 vets tell me that that's what they think it is. What do you mean it doesn't sound like a liver shunt? And he said, "Well, honey, it doesn't sound like a liver shunt to me." He said, "We're going to do the blood test just to make sure, but that's not what it sounds like. I need to do blood tests and more extensive tests, and then we're going to go from there." I'm like, okay. So we did the blood tests, which that was fun because we had to get Papi to eat. We had to have him not eat for one test, so I felt so bad I had to, like, starve him the whole night. But they had to do it, and then take his levels when he hadn't ate, and then we had to get him to eat something and then take his levels after. Well, it ended up not being a liver shunt. The vet called me and said, "I just want to let you know it's not a liver shunt, but what I believe is wrong with your dog is I think he's epileptic." I was like, "What?" He said, "Epileptic. You know what epilepsy is?" I said, "Yeah, I have a good friend that's epileptic, but I didn't know that dogs could be epileptic." He said, "Yeah, it's a very normal thing in dogs." I said, "Okay." He said, "If he has epilepsy, then it's something that we can treat with medicine, and he's going to be all right." So he went in for more testing, and that's what ended up being wrong. Papi had epilepsy. So what ended up happening was, after it threw me, oh, I think about it now, I want to cry. It was hard to go through. Because you know, you love them so much, and you don't want them to suffer, and you don't want them in pain, and I just kept thinking, what if I have to make a decision and I can't? I'm not capable of doing that, you know? So I was relieved when I found out it was that. I mean, you got something that could kill your dog on one hand, and then something that is manageable on another. Of course, you're going to want it to be manageable. So, yeah, Papi is epileptic. He takes phenobarbital on a daily basis. He takes half a pill. I forgot what the milligram is. It's a really tiny pill, and he takes half a day, and it keeps him... Booby, are you eating that toy? I got you this one, and I got him this because it's a nice, soft froggy, and he just has never really played with it. But Papi waits. He'll, like, tear up one toy, and then He's got stuff all over the floor. Yeah, so Papi's epileptic. He, like I said, he takes phenobarbital on a daily basis. His diet is the best thing that could be for him being an epileptic dog. He eats boiled chicken, rice sometimes. I usually mix it with rice. Vegetables, like, you know, carrots, green beans, peas, stuff like that. I will sometimes mix I'm talking a small amount of cheese in with his chicken, just so he likes cheese, just a little, you know, not all the time, just sometimes. But mainly, Papi eats very healthy. He loves chicken. There's only one dog food that I have found that Papi likes, and it's actually sold at Costco's. It's the Kirkland brand. But the vet, we talked about it with his epilepsy. If it's not all natural, any types of chemicals is not good for him. You know, he told me the way I'm feeding him is actually the best way you could feed your animal, you know. Boiled chicken is really good for animals. So, yeah, that's what ended up happening. Papi has been on the pills for it's been about almost 2 years now, because I've lived at home for almost 2 years now. And it was maybe about 2.5 years, something around. He's been on them for a minute, you know. So, he's done very well. Papi never really had, crazy seizures. He wouldn't have a lot. The most he ever had was like 2 in a week, and that, to me, that was a lot. He'd have little fits here and there. It wasn't a severe case of epilepsy, so that's why I guess the phenobarbital is really working for him, because I've heard a lot of people that had big problems with it. You know, obviously he has to go in and have his liver checked, and he's actually due for his vaccinations and his liver to be checked very soon. So he's got to go in. Papi is not neutered yet. I do plan on neutering him, but because he's epileptic, that scares me a lot, because he's on pills, and I don't know, I guess I'm just overprotective. I know that it's healthy. It's healthier for him to be neutered. You know, it lessens the chances of him getting testicular cancer in dogs and all that. It just scares me, because I don't ever want to see my baby in pain. And, you know, I know that it has to be done. The pills that Papi takes, the phenobarbital, it makes him excessively drink and excessively urinate. So that's another reason why I have the pee-pee pads out, because Papi, you know, if he's got to go, he's got to go. But, yeah, so that's pretty much Papi's story, guys. I've had him for 4 years now, and, but my whole, you know, reasoning of bringing up when he fell off the bed, because I asked my vet, his fall, you know, him falling off the bed and hitting his head like that, is that the reason he's epileptic, or was he born with this? And he said it's something that is hard to tell, because he could have been born with it, and they don't show signs until later in life. He goes, or that could have caused it. He goes, but you're never going to know for sure, because, you know, it's just something that you'll never know. Because I felt horrible, you know, and my mom kept telling me, Barbie, you were playing with your dog. You had no idea that he was going to, and I mean, he was going so fast. I tried to catch him, and I would never want him to be hurt. You know, my friend accidentally dropped him off of her lap, and I freaked out on her and told her to leave. I apologized later, but that's your baby. You don't want nothing to happen to him, you know, so, or her. But anyways, yeah, so that's Papi's story. I did write the breeder later on to find out if she had ever had any dogs in her, you know, any of the litters that she's ever had that she was aware of that had epilepsy. I also asked her, you know, because I was thinking about getting excuse me, guys. I was thinking about getting another dog. This was before I moved home, so Papi could have a friend, and I thought it would be cool to get a dog from her so Papi could have, you know, somebody that was like a brother or sister to him, you know. But then I really thought about it and was kind of scared, like, you know, I don't know if I should get another dog from that woman. And she never answered me. So that right there let me know that she's hiding something. And I thought to myself, I should have put a stop to her selling these dogs early. And I don't know if she was a puppy mill. I never got to see her house. You know, I met them, you know, halfway, so I never got to see what the surroundings look like. I seen pictures of mom and dad. They looked healthy, but, you know, you don't really know unless you go. So, to me, she's hiding something. I'm not going to put her name out there, but I should have shut her down because, you know, I don't think it's right what she did. I really don't. To lie to somebody, especially about something that's important. You know, when you get a puppy, you need to know their age. You know, she's telling me you don't have to take him to the vet for a month. And I'm thinking, I gave him his vaccinations. I did this and I did that. But then I knew better. You know, I said, wait a minute, there's something not right. I'm taking this dog to the vet right away. And when I did take him, they're going to say to me, well, she may have gave him his vaccinations, but he was too little for them. They didn't take. So I had to get him vaccinated all over again. So, you know, and that's another thing. Papi got sick after his vaccinations. So I also thought that it had something to do with, you know, his sickness as well. You know, but it didn't. So, yeah. So I guess my advice to you guys is if you're getting a puppy and you're getting it from a breeder, always go to their house or their surroundings. Check out the surroundings and the other dogs, how they take care of them. You know, if they said that they gave them shots, make sure you get papers for it. Papers for everything. Because you just never know. Everything ended up turning, come here. Everything ended up stop eating that. I see that little face. No, don't eat that. That's caca. No. Papi. Oh, yes, there's the big boy. There's my big boy, yeah. Everything ended up being okay with Papi, thank God, but, you know, you just never know. So, yeah, it's Papi's birthday. It's happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Papi. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, booby doo. Oh, the booby doo. The booby doo. The booby doo. You like your froggy? Give me that froggy. Give me that froggy. I was going to make Papi a cake, and I didn't get a chance to. But I shared my chicken soup with him. And I got a punchki my dad got me, so I'll probably give him a little piece of that. For his birthday. For his birthday. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go. I just wanted to share Papi's story with you guys. Sorry if this was boring, because I know it was just kind of pointing at Papi the whole time and talking. But I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Look, he's so smart. He knows I'm done filming. Papi, you know you're so smart. Are you so smart? Yeah. And let's see what videos do I got coming up. Like I said, I got some prize mail videos coming up. I got the candy Yum Yum review and comparison that I've been having to do for a while now. I actually have a video, hopefully in the next week or so, that will be coming up. That's a do-it-yourself. It's a do-it-yourself Z palette video. And it's really cool, you guys. I never thought to do this, and I don't know why, but it's like the most inexpensive way to make a palette, you know, to depot your shadows, and it's actually a nice one. I've searched on YouTube video after video after video, and I just haven't liked any of them, and I believe it was yesterday or the day before, I actually watched 2 videos where the palettes were done the same way, and they're awesome. So I'm going to have that, and it's not going to cost you nothing but a couple dollars, literally, that's it. So yeah, so I'll have that coming up soon. I'll just tell you one of the main ingredients, or would it be ingredient? No, because I'm not cooking. One of the main products that you have to use for this palette is the duct tape. So I have to go get some of that because I ran out of it. So hopefully I can get that tomorrow. And I can, you know, do this so I can show you guys, because it's going to be pretty cool. I'm really excited because I was going to go and buy, you know, palettes for my Wet n Wilds and stuff like that, but now I'm not going to have to, because it's going to work perfect. So I'm just really excited, because you can make as many of them as you want, because everybody has the stuff you're going to need to make these palettes kind of laying around the house, from, you know, what I would think, because I know I got pretty much a bunch of them laying around my house. So, Papi, are you eating your froggy? You're eating his eyeball? That's not nice. Little birthday boy. Little cute birthday boy. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. I will see you soon. I love you all. Mwah. Say bye, boobs. Bye-bye.